All right, what is up, everyone? We are live. Another Positive Philly interview, and today we are joined by D1 kicker from Villanova, Nathan Fondacaro. Nathan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Michael. Thanks for having me on. Excited to talk.
Of course, thank you for coming on. So we're going to jump right into it. We have a series of questions to ask you. So out of all the positions in football you chose to be a kicker, why is that, and what is your favorite part about being a kicker?
So, Michael, the reason I became a kicker dates back to when I was a kid, when I was 8 years old. So my parents have season tickets for the Eagles. And when I was 8 years old, they brought me to my first game, and we sit in the front row. So we see all the kickers and punters right in front of us. And from a very young age, from that first experience, I was like, that's what I want to do. I watched the kickers and warm-ups and the games, and let's see how far they would hit it. And I just instantly fell in love with it. And that's what I wanted to do. And ever since I've been working towards that. So honestly, my favorite part in all of this, of all the years that I've been doing it, is really from the start of why I wanted to do it in the first place. I had a passion for the game, and ever since my parents took me, that is my favorite part. Every time I think about football, I think of the first time I ever started, and yeah.
Awesome. What do you think the main difference between your kicking experience at the prep versus Nova? What's the main difference?
The main difference is, so in high school, I did all three. So I kicked off, I kicked field goals, and I punted. As of right now for Villanova, I'm our punter. I kicked off for a time there, but as of right now, I'm going to do mostly punt. So I would say that's the main difference. Also, going into college, there's more pressure on the line, right? There's more factors. It's just harder at this level. Everybody's better. Everybody's more talented. Everybody's coming to rush your kick, and getting the ball off quick is important at the college level, and the expectations are high. You're always supposed to, supposed to be at your very best every single time, and that's the difference between high school and college. And I'm sure that's the same way from college to NFL. Is even way more expectations on the line, specifically with like fans and things like that. Fans and it's quite literally your job in the NFL. You can be cut at any moment at any time. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. So the next question, out of all these years with your experience of kicking, are you looking forward to the NFL or going to the next level?
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. It starts this year with a good season for my team and doing the best I can for them, and for myself, having a good year. And if things work out, then we'll have a shot at the next level. And that's something I've always looked forward to since being a kid. So I definitely want to give it my best shot. And there's going to be a lot of different steps to getting there. But as of right now, all I can say is the only thing I can do is have the best possible season I can this year to get to that next point. And it's really a one step at a time kind of thing for now.
It's always a dream come true to hear a name called. Let's hope it's not by the Dallas Cowboys, though.
Exactly.
Okay. And I think you already answered this, but who was your inspiration to start kicking?
My inspiration was actually both the Eagles, kicker punter. David Akers was the kicker at the time when I first started watching football, and also Sav Rocca, who was the punter for the Eagles. So both of those guys I looked up to greatly. Actually, I have with me right over here. Sav Rocket gave me a football when I was 8 years old. This ball in particular. Um, so when he gave me this football, it was very special, and those guys were my first inspiration.
Um, and what is your favorite high school memory of playing football? Looking
I had
back
to th-
on high school.
yeah, I had to think about this one a little bit, but honestly, the first thing that came to my head when I thought of memories for football was honestly our fans. So at St. Augustine Prep, we have what's called the Richland Rowdies, and basically we get all these kids that dress up and they get all rowdy in the stands for the games, and they were all my friends. So being on the field, you feel special where everybody's cheering for your team, and you get that school spirit, and it was awesome, especially the basketball teams too. I was more of a spectator for that, obviously, and it was always a lot of fun being in the with that group because that's what makes me think of the prep the most. Um, we're at the prep, where we harp on brotherhood a lot, and that's where I felt brotherhood the most in those moments when we had all our guys cheering for one game, and I think we were the best fans at a in high school in South Jersey. So that was really special to
Yeah,
have
that's
that.
awesome. A great football school in South Jersey for sure. And all right. And what advice would you give to your younger self? There's probably a lot of young boys out there in your position who are wanting to become a kicker for D1 college or wanting to make it to the NFL. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Yeah, that's a great question. When you sent me that one, I had to think about that too for a second. And honestly, what I would, the advice I would give to my younger self is to not the sweat the small things. Um, my life moves on; it moves by pretty quick, and now I'm already 23 years old, and this game doesn't last forever, right? It has to come to an end at some point in time, and um, you really just have to appreciate every step of the way, even when you're a kid playing football, all the way up to whenever you decide to finish. Like you should always have fun with this game. Is my point. The higher up you
Sure.
go, um, the more pressure and the more pressure to perform, and it can get very hard, and it's definitely not easy. It gets way harder as you get older playing this game or really anything in life. So my advice to my younger self is honestly to have fun and remember why you play in the first place, because it can easily be forgotten in the long term. And when you look back, the things you're going to remember are not how you played. It's the people you surrounded yourself with and all the people who tried to get you where you wanted to be. So, like, looking at it as the 23-year-old now, the things I remember most are all the people that helped me achieve what I wanted to achieve, and it's really special. So, to my younger self, it's the best advice I could say is just enjoy the ride, because that's the best part. It's not the destination. It's the journey.
As long
So
as you have fun doing whatever you're doing, that's all that matters. And NFL teams, you need a kicker. Why are you the best kicker?
why am I the best kicker? Well, I'm a
Yeah,
punter,
punter
but
kicker.
I would say
There's probably teams who need a punter out there this year, and punters do get drafted in the later rounds.
yeah, I'd say I'm the best punter for power. I can hit it far. Um, I can flip field position. I definitely got a lot of speed in a lot of leg speed, and that allows me to hit the ball very, very far. So we've been hitting far punts, in practice this year. I've been out of the game for a year, but I will say that I'll let the actions speak for themselves. And this year, I expect to hit some big punts for everyone to see. So
I'm excited. I'm excited to see you play this
yeah,
year.
yeah, for sure.
I really do, appreciate you coming on. Do you have any, social medias that you put your film on or anything, or that you talk about your games? Like, where can people find you at?
I'm usually on Twitter with all of my football stuff. So anytime I'm retweeting anything about our team or about myself or or other people, other kicker punters, other long snappers, it can all be found on my Twitter.
Cool. Well, I do really appreciate you coming on. And ladies and gentlemen, Villanova punter kicker Nathan Fondacaro.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
Thank you.